addicts, welcome back to the American Girl Addiction. I'm the American Girl Addict, and right now I have with me my Mattel era Felicity. So Mattel era as in pre-Be Forever. So about 2001 or 2002 to 2010 when Felicity was retired. And I have the 35th anniversary version of Felicity. As you can see, I do not have the Pleasant Company Felicity or the Be Forever Felicity, but I do know a lot about them. So whenever I can, I will say like, okay, this is how this one stacks up and all that. But you can see these two in real time. First thing I want to note is the hair color. Felicity's hair is a huge part of her, and I'm pretty certain the Be Forever Felicity's hair was less vibrant. That was a criticism I heard a lot, and it seemed to hold true in person. Her coloring just seemed off, but I would say they did a pretty good job nailing her hair color for this 35th anniversary version. You can see the hair color is virtually the same. If anything, I think the newer version, the 35th one, might have slightly shinier hair, but that's to be understood. She is a newer doll. Mine is a little worn out. I got her for my birthday in 2009 on eBay, and so she might be a little worn out. The faces, you'll probably notice, are different a little bit. I think the Mattel version of Felicity has plumper cheeks. And I would say an overall kind of plumper face. Like the new version has the skinnier Be Forever version of the classic mold. A few people noticed that the newer Molly also, she looked kind of like Courtney with a specific look on her face, although I do think Courtney is a little more done up, like she kind of looks like she's wearing makeup. But yeah, the faces are very similar, so there's slight variations in the classic mold, but overall, I mean, their eyebrows are virtually the same. The lips are slightly different. Most noticeably, you could probably see that the Mattel version has a slightly wider smile, so more teeth are showing on her. Also, I can't really compare the pin curls in the wigs because mine had hers brushed out before I even got her. The previous owner had done it. So I can't compare that, but yeah, their faces are slightly different. You could definitely tell one apart from the other, where with Molly, I feel like if I switched all of their outfits, it would be a lot harder for you to be like, oh, this is the right Molly. The same for Samantha. I think if you switched the 35th version with the Mattel version, you couldn't tell a difference. And I know you could not tell a difference, or I'm very confident you wouldn't be able to tell a real noticeable difference between the actual Josefina doll for the 35th anniversary and the Be Forever. They were almost exactly the same, which I thought was really strange because Josefina just in general, even you put like a couple years between your Josefinas and they look completely different in terms of skin tone. Like the original, I should make a video on that even though I don't have Josefina, but so we'll save that for another time. But anyway, yeah, so you can definitely tell these two apart. I don't think you'd ever really get one confused for the other. Now, it could just be because my Felicity is a little older, but I think the new one is paler. So she's kind of similar in skin tone to the Be Forever version of Felicity. Both dolls appear to have the typical 11-inch waist, so they're about the same size. The Mattel looks bigger because the Pleasant Company dress, as you know, the Pleasant Company dolls are bigger than all of the other dolls, and this dress has actually never fit my Felicity, which might be part of the reason, I don't know if you can see here, but the neckline for the Pleasant Company is much lower than the 35th anniversary. The newer one doesn't come down as low as the original, which again could just be the Pleasant Company dress is worn out, it's older. It could be that, you know, it's just because it doesn't quite fit. The sleeves are also different. I think I mentioned that in my unboxing video, that I felt like the white part of the sleeves here was shorter. And I was right. You can kind of see here, it is definitely longer, at least for the white portion. In terms of the dresses, it's also clear that they have slightly different colors. The newer one is crisper and more vibrant, while the older one is more faded and classic. I don't really have a preference between them, and of course the new 35th one could just be how the original one looked when it wasn't like 20 years old or older. Like, I mean, well, I'm an idiot. It's obviously 35 years older, roughly, because the 35th anniversary. So that difference in age could be why they look different. So yeah, that's basically everything. Oh, except the eyes. Okay, so one thing that was heavily criticized with the Be Forever Felicity's eyes is the fact that they were the hazel. From what I can see in like the store and what I've heard other people talk about, they were a hazel color instead of the original more vibrant green, the pinwheel green, as you can see here. But they did bring the pinwheel green back for this doll, which is super great. When I compared them though, I did notice, I think, again, I'm not gonna go like 100% on this, I'm pretty certain the new ones, the eyes themselves are smaller, and therefore they kind of look less, sorry it's so shaky. I'm trying to use a tripod so I can move stuff and not have such a shaky camera. Here you can kind of see both of their eyes quite large. And I do think that the Mattel versions are slightly greener and more emerald, so the other ones are lighter and a little less vivid. Like the lines look, I don't know, like they're all one length. They're almost all one length, where the original weren't as consistent. Even in the shading, it's a little, the rim around the eyes is definitely darker, I think, on the original. But that's probably due to the fact that the face molds are different sizes. Ergo, the eyes are slightly different sizes. So overall, I think Felicity is a pretty good recreation. I don't think she's as good as Molly and Samantha, but a lot of that could be the fact that, again, I've only seen 3 Felicities in person. I've actually never seen a Pleasant Company in person. I am aware, I'm pretty certain her hair is a much more vibrant red. Hey, while editing this video, I was able to find images on Google Images of the other versions of Felicity, and where some people have shown the Mattel, Be Forever, and Pleasant Company together. So based on that, I would say that the Mattel wig and the 35th anniversary wigs are probably the ones that are closest to each other. And then in terms of the face, I think the new one, her eyes look like the original, either Pleasant Company or Mattel, but her facial shape, the shading of her face, shape, everything, just, her face is much more like the Be Forever, to the point where I would not really be surprised. For Molly, I would be surprised if they said, or Samantha, oh, we took one. Yeah, I would be surprised if for either of those two, they said, oh, we took the Be Forever and just like changed a couple things. I would not believe them. I don't think I would believe it with Addie either. Like, I don't know if it matches what era it matches, but I definitely think with the other ones, they actually had to like make new stuff. But if you told me they just switched the wig and the eyes for this Felicity, I think I will believe you. Again, the Be Forever might be slightly different, but I'm inclined to say Felicity is somewhere in between. She's closer to the Mattel or the Be Forever than she is to the Pleasant Company version of her. All right, well, that is Felicity. Sorry this review isn't as detailed as some of the other ones. I did only have the one Felicity before I got this one. If I ever end up with another Felicity, which is kind of unlikely, I'm not really looking for one, but if I end up with any more, I will make an update to this video kind of saying, okay, more versions of Felicity. Let's see how they all stack up. Let me know down below. I got Addie, I got Kirsten, and even though I don't have that version of Josefina the 35th, I do have other versions of Josefina. I have the Pleasant Company one. I have a custom Josefina who actually has a completely different skin tone to the other two. And I have the Be Forever, and I could compare them to each other and what I've seen at the 35th anniversary. So if that's something you're interested in, let me know. Do you want to see Addie or Kirsten next? Are there any questions you have about these dolls? I probably am not getting to everything in any of the videos. So, you know, if you have any questions like how the neck strings work and affect the mobility, or how thick is the hair? I think I heard some people trying to figure out if the bangs on the new ones are as thick as before. I definitely don't think that the new dolls have as thick of wigs as the Pleasant Company, but then again, even the Mattel dolls definitely did not have as thick of wigs. I mean, Nellie has a notoriously thin wig. You can, if you try to style her hair at all, you're gonna see her wig cap. So different dolls are just made differently, but I do think these dolls are, in terms of wig quality and the coloring and everything, they're much more in line with what Mattel was selling after they bought Pleasant Company, but before they switched to Be Forever in 2014. So that's all. Again, if you have any questions, let me know. Any thoughts at all? I'm curious. Do you like these dolls? You know, just let me know down below.